Good evening, everybody, and good morning and good afternoon for people from other parts of world. Yeah. So welcome you all for the webinar on 5 key factors to successful safe transformation. Let me give a quick introduction about myself. I'm Priya Hokeri. I'm from Bangalore. I'm a safe program consultant working for LeanWisdom. Overall, I have around 18 plus years of experience in software, and out of that, 7 plus years in Agile world and the safe experience I've got. I have been part of multiple Agile and safe transformations as a consultant, and I do conduct the public workshops and corporate workshops on different safe courses, like leading safe, safe POPM, safe for teams, safe Scrum Master, to name a few in that, And I've trained around 1,000 plus people in the safe and agile world both, And I'm a strong believer of safe and lean agile practices. So this is a quick introduction about myself. So I'm excited to share my transformation journey experience with you all today. Before we start the webinar, just one request from my end. Since this is a webinar and it's a time-boxed event, I would wish to take you through the slide materials that I have to share with you all. Maybe for 40 to 45 minutes, I'll take you all through the slides or presentation. The last 15 minutes, I would keep it for discussing the queries. So this way it would be helpful for me so that I'll be able to deliver what I've thought of delivering it today for this webinar. Hope you all are okay with that. Welcome once again. So before we get into the deep dive discussion about the safe transformation journey, let's have a look at it. What is safe? For people who are a little new to safe. Many people who are new to safe, first thing they'll be wondering what is safe. Safe means, is it being safe? What it is? SAFE actually stands for S for scaled, A for agile, and FE for framework. That's how we call it as SAFE. And this framework is being provided by Scaled Agile Inc. US. Okay. And the picture on the right hand side, whatever you are seeing here, we call it as SAFE big picture. One big picture talks about everything which is there in SAFE. Whoever has been practicing safe, you are very well versed with this. Day in and day out, you will be referring to the Scaled Agile framework picture, right? So this gives an entire idea about safe. Safe has got 7 core competencies, 6 here and 1 here, the lean agile leadership. Safe has got different core values and 10 different principles. Again, safe has got 4 different configurations. Okay, essential, large solution, portfolio, and full. Okay. So this is, it will give you a quite good idea about what is safe. Okay. And if we have to understand, what are the business results that are achieved through SAFE, these are the ones. Scaled Agile Inc. has conducted a survey with different organizations who have practiced SAFE, who have been implemented SAFE in their organizations. So those organizations have given the feedback that after implementing SAFE, they are able to achieve one or more than one of these business results. So what are they? 50% faster time to market, like if their delivery cycle is, once a year, they were able to deliver only once a year, after implementing SAFE, they were able to deliver quickly. Like maybe, 2 or 3 releases per year, they were able to achieve. And their quality of the products or the solution, what they were delivering, that has also been enhanced. And they could see, considerable increase in the productivity. Okay. And also employee engagement has been increased by 30%. So this is not just a theoretical thing, this is the survey result that has been collected by Skilled Agile. Okay. So let's see, what do different organizations say about SAFE implementation? So if you see here on the screen, Audi has implemented SAFE, FedEx, F16, yeah, the fighter jet plane, they have also implemented SAFe, right? Chevron, CMS, it is, Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services in US, they have also implemented SAFe. Capital One, Globo, it's a TV channel, yeah, communications side, they have also implemented SAFe. Volvo has implemented SAFe. And each of these organizations have implemented SAFe, and they are able to achieve one or more business reasons, yeah, what I showed you in the previous slide. So another takeaway from this slide is, the SAFe is just not for IT industry, but any other domain, they can use SAFe framework. Any organization which has to, which is looking forward to achieve the business agility, yeah, agility across the organization. When I say business agility, it is not just the, the technical teams or the development teams that are looking forward in achieving the agility, but it is the entire organization, right? It can be your HR, your marketing, sales, any other department, yeah, across the organization, everybody is focusing on agility. So if your organization is looking forward to achieve business agility, SAFe is the best framework. Yeah. So now let's see, what is the context for this webinar? As you all are aware, SAFe is too vast, right? Since this is a time boxed event, I would be concentrating just on the essential configuration, which deals with a single agile release stream. Yeah. So we will see what are the key factors that would influence in the successful implementation of SAFe with this agile release stream, single agile release stream. Yeah. So all my discussions would be around this one agile release stream for the day. Yeah. I wouldn't be touching upon any other configurations of SAFe. Yeah. So this is the context for this today's webinar. So now, I've been part of multiple agile and SAFe transformations, right? With the different organizations. Yeah. So out of, my experience, what I feel is, I have listed on 5 factors which really influence the SAFe transformation journey. There are many factors, but out of, my experience, I feel these are the 5 ones, right? So let's see what are those ones. First is scaling with agility. Okay. Second is backlog management, how important it is, handling the backlogs. Scripting the different steps in the transformation journey, it becomes very important, right? And aligning with the SAFe principles. SAFe has got 10 principles. How do we, align our plan, with the SAFe principles? The final one is role of a leadership, which is very important. Yeah. So now with the, these 5 factors, we will discuss in detail. Yeah. The first key factor is scaling agility, right? We always say, if you are thinking of scaling agility, right? Agility is very important at the team levels. If you do the scaling without the agility, the basic agility, scaling is going to be a disaster, right? So then how do we achieve agility at the team's level, right? So if we have to achieve agility at the team level, there are 3 different dimensions. Okay. One is the agile teams. Yeah. Another one is built-in quality. And the third one, we say it as teams of agile teams. So we need to understand what is this one dimension of, agile teams. Agile team structure. Agile teams are consisting of, group of developers, a product owner would be there, and a scrum master. This is the basic structure, right? And what is the size of the agile team? Size of the agile team varies between 5 and 11, right? And we always say, the smaller the size of the team, it is better. Yeah. And what do we emphasize in these agile teams? We always say that, the agile teams should start practicing the scrum processes. Yeah, the basic scrum process, like, daily stand-up, iteration, planning, iteration review, yeah, iteration retrospective, different events. Yeah, agile teams should start practicing those things. And our aim should be ultimately, to achieve the level of cross-functional teams, right? So cross-functional teams, if you consider within the team, yeah, one developer, assume, he's very good at Java. Yeah, so we say that, he's a high skilled person, right? However, our intention is to build a cross-functional team. So what do we mean? How do we achieve that cross-functional team? A person who knows Java is very expert. So we say he's a high skilled. How does he become a T skilled resource? Maybe, he starts learning some of the UI processes. Yeah. So then he's very good in Java, which is a vertical. Yeah. And he starts learning UI. So he becomes a T shaped, right? Over a period of time, what happens? This I is always there. Yeah. Like Java, he's expert in Java. This horizontal that becomes like this. He becomes expert in UI. So, he becomes PI means pi. Yeah. So over a period of time, then what happens, along with Java and UI, maybe he starts learning something related to database. Then he becomes, over a period of time, he will also become expert in that. So ideally, our idea should be that, all the, developers in the team should be able to handle all the activities which the entire team can handle. That is the idea of having a cross-functional team. So that's what we say, always the teams start with the I skill, then they move towards T skill, then they move towards pi, and finally the team, achieves the Kum skill. Kum skill is, how is the Kum with the multiple, teats, right? So each of these teats are the expertise. So ultimately, our goal should be such that the agile team is becoming mature and it becomes a cross-functional team. Okay. And the next dimension is built-in quality. If you see here, the term is just not quality, but it is, built-in quality. What do we mean by that? Yeah, we are including, the quality component right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, we are including, and, we are ensuring that when we deliver the entire product, quality is given a highest priority. How do we achieve? One is starting from the beginning, when we have the backlog, we make sure that the quality of the backlog is very good. Yeah, we always say backlog is the source of truth. Yeah, so whatever, how you define your backlog, your product, ultimately comes out in that way, right? So make sure your backlogs are right. Yeah, and we also define, definition of done at different levels. Just defining the definition of done will definitely not help. Yeah, we should, make sure that the teams follow the DOD. Yeah, so that is one of the things. And another important thing is in SAFe, the non-functional requirements, we consider that all the levels, starting from epics, capabilities, when we talk about the features and the stories, every level we consider the NFRs. Yeah, so it's not that, we build something at the end, we have a, the team which will be testing the NFRs. Yeah, no, it's not that way. Whenever the development teams, they are working on each of the stories, they ensure that each story satisfy the NFRs. So that is very important. Yeah, to ensure this built-in quality. And SAFe also emphasizes on using, any of the engineering practices, like, behavior driven development, or it can be test driven development, or, any automation processes or reviews, pair programming, peer programming, mob programming, any of the practices. Yeah. See, again, here, there is no, single rule that would fit in all for all the organizations or all the teams. Depending on the nature of the work, what you're working on, select the practices which would help you. Yeah. Ensure that, these practices will ultimately, enable you to achieve this built-in quality. Okay. So this is about, built-in quality. And along with, following these practices, one more thing what we need to concentrate is, reducing the technical debts. So, initially you may not have a technical debts. As you progress, you have multiple PIs, multiple iterations, what happens? You will have a, more technical debts. Yeah. So, we should ideally, allocate some capacity for addressing these technical debts. Yeah. That will also help in, achieving the quality. The third dimension is teams of agile teams. The agile release train, it will have multiple agile teams. Okay. So how do we, form this agile release train? The idea is, you first identify what is the solution or what is the product that you are going to build. Based on that, you form the agile teams. And these agile teams can have representatives, from different verticals of the organization. It can be your HR, or it can be your marketing, legal, sales, go-to-market team. Yeah. Again, it depends, the SMEs, the subject matter experts, they depend on the product or solution what you're building. If it's a medical product, your SME can be the doctor. And if you're building any banking application, your SME can be your auditors, legal experts. If you're launching it in multiple countries, definitely you would need legal experts from different countries, right? So based on what value you are delivering, you form the art, and that would help you to achieve the agility. So all these dimensions would help us in understanding whether we are building the product right. Yeah. Let's see, now that we have understood how do we build a product right, next question is, are we building the right product? Yeah. So how do we do that? Yeah, that is a part of second key factor, which is a backlog management. Yeah, backlog is very important. I mentioned you, yeah, backlog is the source of truth. So managing the backlog is very important, right? So for SAFe, SAFe mentions about design thinking. Yeah, when it comes to the backlog management, it says that first, you use design thinking. Why? Because SAFe, all its, the core competencies, core values, its principles, everything is around customer. In fact, SAFe says customer is God. Keep your God happy. Whatever customer wants, you should be able to deliver, right? So if we are with that mindset, how do we, understand the customer's problem? Yeah, it is very important, when we are building any product or a solution, it is very important to understand what our customer wants, right? Many a times, customer themselves, they don't know what they want, right? How do we then understand their problem, right? You can conduct different market research or market surveys, competitive product analysis. Different techniques are there to first thing understand what customer is expecting. Okay, so that is the first thing in the design thinking one. First is understand the problem. Yeah, then you design the right solution for the problem. Okay, so possible that for a single problem, after you explore the different dimensions, like when you are understanding the problems, you can use different tools like personas, empathy maps, or customer journey map. I have just given few examples over here. Yeah. However, online, if you see, there are a lot of tools about design thinking. Okay. Each of these tools help in understanding the problem of the customer. So you understand the problem. Yeah. You explore the different options which are available to address that problem. Then assume for one problem, if you have come out with 10 different solutions are there, finally you have to understand, you have to come up with one solution which is desirable by the customer. The customer should be, he should love the solution, and whether it is feasible, from your organization perspective, whether your technical teams are smart enough, or your technical teams, do they have enough skill set to build this solution, whether it is feasible, and whether it is viable, whether is it cost effective. Okay, once it is satisfies all these things, yeah, we call it as VDF. Yeah, make sure that this solution is also sustainable. Okay, the product managers should concentrate more on this design thinking, because they are the ones who will be interacting with the customers day in and day out, right? Let them go through different research activities. Yeah, understand the personas, different personas, what are required for the development of the product or a solution. Yeah, then let them carry out this activity of design thinking, and then it will be helpful for evolution of the product. Okay, so understanding the backlogs, and especially understanding this design thinking is very important for from the product manager perspective. Then coming to the next part of backlog management, understanding vision and roadmap is also important. Vision, every organization will have some vision. Yeah, like say 1 year from now, yeah, I want to achieve this, the organization wants to achieve this. 2 years from now, this is the target. Yeah, I want to capture the entire Asia market. I want to capture the entire US market, Australia market, whatever it is. Every organization will have the vision. And this vision can come from different directions. It can be through your customer feedbacks, or your product management group has conducted some surveys, they have got some data. It can come from different directions. Yeah, and out of these things you will be forming the vision. And another thing is roadmap. Yeah, for art level, single art level, what we are considering now, we should concentrate on the PI roadmap. PI is program increment. So what is the roadmap that we need to have for, at the art level, agile release stream level? So ideally we say that, PI roadmap should always have the content for, the 1 to 3 PIs. Yeah, so this is the place we always say, in the organizations where we consult, the product managers and system architects, they should always, think forward. They should be ahead of the teams by at least 2 to 3 PIs. This is the reason. The product manager, system architect, and the teams, they cannot, travel together. Product manager should think ahead. They should say, 2 PIs from now, these are the features that the team has to develop. 3 PIs from now, these are the list of features that the team has to concentrate. At the same time, architect should be thinking, whether this is feasible. If not, still he will be having the 2 to 3 PIs time to think of alternative things. Yeah, he can explore the different options. Yeah, so this is very important. This is one thing where, I have seen organizations fail. Either they fail, or they don't give much importance in finalizing this backlog. This is very important. Yeah, many organizations I've seen, especially in the first 2 PIs, they are not ready with the backlogs. Yeah, they are still, even the day before the PI planning, they're still struggling. Oh, which is the feature that, that has to be included for the planning activity. Yeah, so one area we always, give a lot of importance is this backlog management, about roadmap. Very important thing. Yeah. Next is about flow and capacity. Yeah. What is the flow? This is in the SAFe world, we call this as a program Kanban. This will give you an idea, how the backlogs flow from left to right. Yeah, the backlogs usually flow this way. So there will be different, statuses in the program Kanban. For every column you set a WIP limit, work in progress limit. Yeah, so that, you don't build a bigger queue there, right? So start with always with the smaller number and see, it can be achieved by the team. If the team is able to achieve, maybe, slowly you can keep increasing the WIP limit. Okay. This will help in, quickly delivering the value. Yeah. The backlogs will also quickly flow through the program Kanban. Another interesting thing is about considering features and enablers. If you look at the picture here, there is always a debate between the product managers and the architects. Product managers, since they, they interact with the customer, yeah, most of the time, their thinking will always be, about delivering what features to be delivered to the customer. And the system architects, they will always be thinking from the architecture perspective. Yeah, whether, is this solution what product manager is asking, is this feasible? Do we have enough resources? Yeah, will we be able to achieve this? So this, out of this debate, the product managers will be emphasizing on features, and system architects will be emphasizing on enablers. However, they come up with, collaborative decision, and they come up with a list of required for the backlog. Yeah, so that's how we get this items, different features and enablers in the program Kanban. Okay. So see, in the previous slide, I was mentioning about NFRs. NFR is non-functional requirement, right? So see here, every level we are considering the NFRs. So this is again one of the important things in enhancing the built-in quality also. So once we get this program backlog, next thing is capacity allocation. Yeah. So each of the PI, you have to take a call, right? How much capacity you are reserving for new features? How much capacity you are reserving for enablers? Enablers are very much required for you to build the features. So, this is important. And, some percentage of, capacity, you also keep it for your, tech debts. Yeah, any maintenance work that comes. Yeah. So keep this will help in, you can better plan your PI work using this capacity allocation. So we always suggest, this capacity allocation is very important at the PI level, and also at the, we do this capacity allocation even at the iteration level. Yeah. So that is about the backlog management. Yeah, so this gives you an idea. Product managers will always be looking at these features, which are in blue color, and architects will always be looking at the enablers, which are in maroon color. Yeah. Okay. The next key factor is about implementation roadmap. This is one of my favorite topics in SAFe. Whenever we get into the SAFe implementation, this is very interesting thing. So usually what happens, the organization get excited about, introducing the new changes or transformations. But where they fail is they don't script what are the stepwise, activities that they have to take care. Okay. So to address this issue, SAFe has come out with the implementation roadmap. So this, if you look at this slide, there is a step-by-step guidance to, how do you launch that? How do you prepare for launching the art? Yeah. So literally, we follow step by step in the organizations when we are implementing SAFe. So the journey starts here, the SAFe transformation journey. If you are aware, SAFe transformation is a top-down transformation. Okay. Always our journey starts with, the giving the idea about SAFe to the leaders of the organization. Starting from the CEOs, directors, VPs, we conduct workshops for them to, get an idea what is SAFe all about. If they don't understand what is SAFe, what is the importance of SAFe, and how their support is required in the transformation, the entire transformation goes for a toss. So we always say, the transformation becomes successful if we get a full support from the the leaders. Yeah. So that is important thing. And if you consider this implementation roadmap journey here, we always start with first thing, this one, training the lean agile change agents. It can be either, the internal people who act as change agents. For them, we conduct the implementing SAFe, which, once a person goes through this implementing SAFe, they become SPCs. So they will be able to lead the transformation journey. So either you can have, internal SPCs or, external consultants who can help you in the transformation journey. The next one would be, training the executives, managers, and the leaders. So the workshop, what they go through is leading SAFe. So if you see here, we have started with, change agents, then the executives. Then the next step is identifying the value streams and arts. Value stream, end-to-end flow. When we have to deliver a value to the customer, we have to identify what is the end-to-end flow. And we also have to identify the art. How can we form the art? In previous slide, I was mentioning you, right? You identify what value we are delivering, and based on that, you form the teams. So, that is one of the important steps. Yeah, at this step, we'll have to train everybody. Yeah, different steps are involved in this, right? And once we do that, next one would be preparing for the art launch. Yeah. From the time here, yeah, and the time we do this PI planning, it will take 2 to 3 months. Different activities are involved here. Yeah. So, we will be training the scrum masters, POs, architects. Yeah. And we will also have to train the teams. Yeah. Which is here, train the teams and launch that. And there are a lot of activities, we call it as art launch preparation. Yeah. So some of the activities I have listed down here, it can be about, finalizing the backlogs. Yeah. We spoke about design thinking. Yeah. Design thinking activity will help you to, identify what customer needs. And based on that, the PMs will come out with the features. Yeah. Then we come out with, the POs would come out with the stories and all. Yeah. So that is one thing. And, form the architectural runway. Yeah, how is the architectural runway spread? Yeah, maybe the initial PIs, you will have a lot of enablers, and then you will have the features to build. Yeah, So there will be a lot of discussion around this. Yeah, how is our architectural runway spread across? Yeah, teams structuring. Yeah, how are we forming the teams? And any tool alignment. Yeah, like say for example, nowadays most of the thing we are working from home. Yeah, remotely we are working, right? So what happens? There is a need for the collaboration tool. So which one is feasible? So we'll have to validate that. And capacity allocation, we discussed this. Yeah, how much capacity should be allocated? And PI calendar. See, this is one of the important activities in the art launch preparation. The RTEs, yeah, along with the help of the art leaders, they'll come up with the PI calendar. So usually we suggest the PI calendar should be published for next 2 to 3 PIs. Why? Because our PI planning will have all the representatives, right? BO, business owner would be there, yeah, PO, PM, architects, the entire team. So everybody should be aligned and they should be aware of these dates. So we always say that next 2 to 3 PIs, whatever 2 days or 2.5 days PI planning that you are having, publish it in advance so that the teams will be well prepared for that. Okay, that is one of the things. And another thing is identifying the different roles. Yeah, once we form the art and all, yeah, who plays the role of what? Who is the business owner? Who is the scrum master? Who will play the role of a PO? This is very much required for the better interaction. And this will also help in different activities. Yeah, it may be educating the BO for the how he has to prepare for the PI planning. Yeah, and educating the PM about the prioritization stuff. Yeah, how he should be doing and should be ready with the prioritized features for the PI. Yeah, so like that, a lot of discussions, lot of sync meetings will happen this time. Yeah, this will definitely take a longer time. So some activities I have listed down here. Okay, so why I am emphasizing this is, since we are going step by step, we'll also maintain a checklist so that we don't miss out on any of the things. Many organizations, they sometimes due to lack of time or something, they may they may not have time to accommodate the trainings, or some of the activities may miss. That will also be one of the reasons for not being successful. So please make sure in your safe implementation you are going step by step and you are following all these things. That will definitely fetch you the better results. Yeah. So the next key factor is about aligning the transformation with the SAFe principles. SAFe has got 10 principles. Yeah, it is just for not for namesake. We are learning something theoretically. No, not at all. We as consultant, when we get into organization, we make sure we are aligning these principles to the activities what we are following. Okay, so some examples, how we can align this principle with the different activities. Yeah, some examples I'm going to share here. Okay, see, if you ask the customer or a product manager, they'll say everything is important to build, but do we have enough capacity, or do we have enough time to build all the features that are required? Definitely may not. We may not be able to do. Yeah, because our constraint will be within the iteration we have to complete the stories, within the PI we have to complete a feature. So definitely we cannot accommodate everything at one shot. So what do we have to do? That is the time we have to align it with the principle one. Principle one is take an economic view. What do we do for this? We ask the PMs, to carry out this WSDF prioritization technique. Weighted shortest job first. Yeah. So we advise, PMs, yeah, if you have some 15 features or 20 features, please carry out this WSDF, right? So you will get a prioritized ones, and that can be considered for our PI planning. Yeah. So that is one of the thumb rules. And sometimes, if it is taking a longer time for you to, or the teams to deliver value, then you need to identify, yeah, where are the delays. Delays can be in any of the phases. It can be during your define phase, or build, validate, or any release. Yeah, any of these phases you may get to see or you may get to identify the delays. So try to eliminate the delays, yeah, what we call as waste, from the development value stream. That is that is part of apply systems thinking principle. Yeah, just do not concentrate from one module or one screen in your application. think from the entire solution perspective. Yeah, that's why we say apply system thinking. It should be a holistic approach. And many a times what happens, too many issues are identified at a later stage. Yeah, how do we address this? We have to frequently integrate, yeah, and get the feedbacks. This will definitely help in making the solution go in the right direction. So that we usually map it with the principle 4, which says build incrementally with fast integrated learning cycles, the PDCA cycles, right? So another thing is, some features are built, but they are not deliverable. What do we do? Yeah, but SAFe principle 5 says, base milestones on objective evaluation of working systems. You build some feature, but you cannot deliver it. So make sure you have system demos at the end of every iteration, and you also have the system demos at the end of every PI. Yeah, everybody across the art will be present, and they can give you a feedback. BOs, customers, PMs, stakeholders, everybody would be present during these demos. Yeah, so they will give you the feedback, and it is helpful for the team to adapt also. And another important event what organization have to consider is inspect and adapt. Yeah, this is almost a half a day event. Yeah, where the features built in the PI are considered. They are reviewed. What went well, what did not go well. Yeah, all the or are there any action items that have to be taken based on this inspect and adapt workshop that will be listed down. Okay, so this will help in again make the feature deliverable at a quicker intervals. Sometimes there are a lot of items in the your queue. It becomes too much for the team to handle. So that is the time what you have to do. You'll have to introduce this limit, the work in progress limits. So, in the, for example, if you are considering agile team, maybe set the WIPIN limit as, at any point of time, the teams can handle either 1 or 2 stories. Start with the lowest limit. Yeah, that's the ideal thing, because there is no, one rule which will fit all the teams. Yeah, again, it depends on the nature of the work, or, the complexity of the work that are handling. So ideal way is, start with 1 or 2. Maybe the next iteration you can just increase it by 1, 2, like that. And then finally you, like, say over a period of time, like say 1 or 2 PIs, you will get to understand what is the WIP limit that works for this team. Yeah, so set that limit, right? And this limit can be at the art level, and it can also be at the team level. Yeah, you have to set the separate WIP limits. What would we achieve by setting this WIP limit is, the smaller features, you can quickly deliver, and the user stories, smaller user stories, it can be quickly completed in the iterations. Yeah, your deliverable becomes more. Yeah, so these are the few examples how we can handle these challenges, right? So the next one is the last key factor is about the role of a leadership in transformation. Leadership is very important. Yeah, SAFe is a top-down transformation. Unless you transform a leader, the leader does unless your leader does not understand the importance of the practices or the methods that you are following in the SAFe, the transformation journey becomes very difficult, right? So if you look at this picture, we call this as a SAFe house of lean. So there is a foundation, there is a roof, and there are 4 pillars here, right? In the house, SAFe has given the very important thing, which is, the foundation thing to leadership. Yeah. So what kind of leaders should we have? Leaders should have, they should understand the lean principles, and they should be aware of the agile practices that the team should follow. Okay. So we always emphasize on leaders with this mindset. Yeah, they should have this lean agile leadership skills. And any new changes that are introduced in the organization, usually they go through this form. Yeah, we call this as a Tuckman's model. There are 4 stages for any new changes that go within the organization. We start with the forming. Yeah, there is a storming phase. Definitely there is a dip in the performance or the outputs, and slowly they pick up. That's the place, that's the phase, we call it as a norming phase. And over a period of time, the teams, start performing. So we always, forming, storming, norming, performing. Yeah, this is the Tuckman's model. So the leaders should support the teams when there is a storming phase. Maybe there are a lot of changes that have been introduced as part of transformation, and chances are there that the teams may also fail initially. So if they fail, the leaders should stand and they should give the psychological safety. It's okay, fine, explore, I'm there with you. Yeah, let's traverse this journey together. Just give a, stand as a backbone support, give the support to the team, they'll be able to achieve more. Okay, that's more about the psychological safety. Yeah, don't scare them about, if they fail. Fear of failure should not be there. Yeah, the leader should also not, support that, fear of failure. The leaders should be, they should move self and organization from fixed to growth mindset. Growth mindset is more about, the leaders are open to take any challenges. They can step out of the comfort zone and explore. Yeah, they're not worried, oh, what would I happen? Yeah, I've been a performing leader for so many years. What happens if I take a new challenge? Will I be able to will I be successful? If I, ask my teams to explore, what if they fail? Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, just explore. That is what is the, you lead by example. Yeah, you have the qualities of the leader. See, always, the teams will look at the leaders and learn. Yeah, you should exhibit the better qualities. Yeah, your teams will also learn from you, right? So that is one thing. And another important thing, as part of leadership is, start identifying the responsibilities which you can decentralize, right? Don't keep everything with you. Yeah, that may also, add on to the delays in the entire, value stream, right? See, some of the responsibilities of a product manager, can it be handed over to POs? Yeah, at a team level, let the POs handle, right? And the RTEs, any of his RTE, release train engineer responsibility, can it be handed over to individual scrum masters? Similarly, any of the architects' work, can it be handed over to teams? See, wherever possible, right? Try to do this decentralized decision. Stop doing that micromanagement stuff. For everything, you need a approval. The teams have to wait for the approvals. If, we also talk about some concept called as knowledge workers. Knowledge workers know better than their bosses. The teams know better than their bosses. Let them handle. Yeah, some decisions, you assign them, let them take. And when you assign some, the responsibilities for the team members, chances are there that they may fail. So what should the leader do? As a, lean agile leadership skills, he should support the team, understand where and why the team is failing, and extend your support, and guide them so that next time, they won't be, they'll be able to address that failure, right? So that is more about decentralized decision. And the final one, which is a very important thing again, the SAFe, is give time and space for learning and innovation. We keep talking about this innovation. Yeah. Everybody needs, some time and dedicated, the time and space for, doing the self retrospective. Yeah, whether am I doing right? Yeah, are there any, mistakes that I'm doing? Yeah, how can I correct them? Self retrospective, team retrospective, it's very important. Yeah, and also, enable them to carry out some innovation. It can be at the process level or the product level. Yeah, or they are coming out with the new ideas, whatever it is. Yeah, so always give some time and space. Yeah, so this time and space is covered as part of one of the IP iterations, innovation and planning iterations in the SAFe. Yeah, so when only if the leader is aware of, the importance of this innovation, then they'll be, able to help you out in the IP iteration. Otherwise they may think, oh, this is junk. Yeah, 2 weeks, why are you wasting on innovation activities? So that's why, as I was mentioning in the lean, the implementation roadmap, first thing is we always, conduct the workshops for the leaders. Only then we, the final set of people would be the actual developers, right? So let the leaders understand this. Yeah. What is SAFe? Yeah. What are the different events that are very much helpful in the SAFe journey? Then the transformation becomes successful. So we always see, what? The transformation journey, you should always start with the leadership team. Yeah, that is one of the key factors. Yeah. So yeah, so these are some guidelines you can consider, or some thumb rules you can consider when you are getting into a transformation journey as leaders. Yeah. So this would definitely help. At least it will throw you an idea, where are the areas that have been missing. Yeah. So going forward, you can consider these areas and ensure that you are not again going through the same set of challenges, right? So yeah, this was quick discussion about the factors which influence the safe transformation journey, right? Okay. So now maybe time for questions. So I can take questions one by one. Hope you all have posted your questions in the chat. Till now, I could not go through the questions in the chat. Let me go through. Okay, let me start one by one. Any digital marketing company implemented SAFe? Praveen is asking. Digital marketing, Praveen, I'll let you know. Digital transformation, uh, the Globo TV, what I said, they have implemented SAFe. However, I'm very sure, the scaled agile framework, it has got a lot of, list of organizations that have implemented SAFe. So maybe, we can refer to that. As of now, I am not able to, get the name of the organization which has, implemented SAFe for this digital marketing as such. Okay. So, what is the role of art here? Agile release train. So, was that particular to any of the slides, or by now, since I finished all the slides, is your doubt cleared, Kuldeep? What is art? Agile release train. Yeah, agile release train is again it has got multiple agile teams. That's the basic understanding in the SAFe. Yeah. So it is like a train with different compartments. Like compartments, we have different agile teams. Yeah, and all the compartments, that means all the agile teams work towards delivering same solution to the customer. Yeah. Okay. PI planning tool, yes. Some organizations, they use the PI planning tools, or the organizations where I'm consulting, of late we have started using the collaborative tools like the concept board, Mural, and Jira also supports. If you take the SAFe plugin, it is support the Jira with the SAFe plugin, it supports PI planning. And Scaled Agile, they have their own SAFe Collaborate that has also got the PI planning. Again, you'll have to buy the license for that. That will help you in in the PI planning activity. How can we adopt Kanban in development projects? SAFe, usually Kanban is what? Visual representation of the work. Yeah, we get to see what is in which status, ideally, right? So SAFe says, at the team level, either you can use Scrum, or Kanban or XP, whatever it is. Yeah. Usually, what I have seen is the Kanban is used by the teams which are working on mostly like the ticket based kind of a work. The operation supports people, yeah, who get a lot of requests that they need to handle every day. So the teams with that kind of work, they usually prefer to use the Kanban board. Yeah. What is the best practice to handle dependencies in art with 5 to 8 teams? So one thing what I would suggest here is, when we do the PI planning, we also develop the program board. Yeah, program board is like a mirror. Yeah, it will give you an idea that, what are the different dependencies, internal dependencies, external dependencies, dependencies within the teams, with the different teams. That would help you. Yeah. So one activity is, after the draft plan review is discussed, the dependencies, yeah, that can be handled by the, the management group. It can be your BO, your PMs, your, architects, whatever, if it is, the dependencies can be addressed by them. That is one of the stage where the dependencies would be handled. Yeah. And even before the PI planning, they'll have a lot of sync meetings, the PO sync, PM sync, RTEs would sync with PMs and architects. Yeah. So that level also the dependencies can be handled. Can different agile teams work on the same backlog in the safe art? Say same backlog in the sense, see, in the art level, the teams would work with the, teams will have their individual team backlogs. The teams would be considering the different stories. Yeah. So not that, the same story can be considered by different teams, but, they can consider different stories and work. The, sometimes what happens is, if the feature is too big, say maybe one feature has got some 20 stories, 10 stories can be handled by one team and other 10 stories can be handled by other team. Yeah, that is possible. Is it possible to have a mix of Kanban and Scrum team? Like if one art have 10 team, then then four work on Kanban and other on Scrum. Absolutely, yes, it is allowed. Again, based on the nature of the work. Yeah, if it is the Kanban is suiting the team's work, definitely you can go ahead. Yeah, you can do that. How do PI planning for Kanban teams that work on ad hoc work request and don't have visibility of work for 3 months? Yes, this is, most of the organizations, they come up with these issues. So the answer to this, I cannot give as, one liner or something. A lot of things are involved in understanding the, how do we come up with the PI planning. So we need to have multiple meetings. Yeah, first with the leaders, yeah, then with the art level leaders. Yeah, whether your ad hoc request, how ad hoc they are coming, is it, is it ad hoc requests are coming because, lack of vision by the product manager, or it is, the customer is just dumping the request as and when required. So, you need to do a lot of analysis and lot of discussions. Yeah. See, this is many a times this is the, culture of the organizations also. Yeah, they just want to accommodate everything. Yeah, so we have to analyze a lot and then come up with one solution. So, it needs a lot of discussion and analysis. Okay. Okay. Kuldeep, regarding this art, um, the, since this is a time boxed event, again explaining about art might take long time, because each of these, understanding of the art is covered in the different safe courses, like leading safe, safe for POPM. We talk a lot about this, so maybe, I can take this as offline and I'll be able to discuss and give you more detail about it. Yeah, since now I think we are running short of time. Yeah. I can, we'll connect offline and I'll be able to give you more idea. Yeah, you can connect with me. Yeah, you can write to me on priya@leanwisdom.com. I'm available in the LinkedIn also. Yeah, this is my ID. So you can write to me. Yeah, we'll be able to connect. Any other questions? Okay. I hope I've covered most of the questions here in the chat. I've not missed out. Even in case I've missed out, please, don't hesitate. You can write to me. We'll be able to connect. Okay. Cool. As part of LeanWisdom, we conduct regular trainings on different SAFe courses. Please subscribe to our LeanWisdom channel, and you can go through our website, LeanWisdom. Yeah. And you can go through the different courses that we offer. Yeah.
Priya, I have one quick question. If
yes.
you I say like two certification was there. One is the implementation SAFe and one is the leading SAFe.
Yes.
And mostly I think people are doing the leading SAFe, right? If you can shed some light, like what is the main key difference?
Yeah, sure. So leading SAFe is the usually the first course what we suggest. Okay, so that will give you, that is for the leaders. Yeah, that will give you an idea about what are the different elements of SAFe. It will and give you a highlight about the core competencies, core values, yeah, principles, and what is a PI planning. How do we execute the PI planning? Ideally, once you go through the leading SAFe course, you will be able to lead the transformation journey. Okay, we call as SAFe Agilists once you get the certification. That's again a 2-day certification. Yeah. And implementing SAFe is the next level. Okay, once you achieve this SAFe Agilist, the next thing is you go with the implementing SAFe. That's like a 4-day or 5-day course. Yeah, it's each of the concepts of SAFe you will be discussing in detail. And once you achieve this implementing SAFe certification, you will be called as a SAFe program consultant. So you can play the role of SAFe coach for the teams or individuals. Yeah, you'll be you can go with the conducting the public workshops and corporate workshops. You can do that. Yeah, you will become more of a SAFe coach with the implementing SAFe course.
Thank you, Priya.
Okay.
So, Priya, I have a question here.
Yeah.
When we talk about implementing SAFe, is it similar to ICC Agile? I mean, just 4 days of workshop, and after that, do we have any kind of assessment or something there, or just 4 days assessment?
No, after the 4 days course, there will be an exam. Yeah, you will have to take the certification exam.
Okay.
Only on clearing that, you will be called as a SAFe program consultant.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. One more question, I think Sumana is asking. Before the first PI, how long it would take for everyone to align PO, SM, and how long would the preparations take? On an average, it would take around 3 to 4 months, yeah, to keep everything set right for the PI planning. The first PI planning, it will definitely take around 3 to 4 months, because you need to have a lot of discussion with the leaders, understand what is the vision of the organization, and conduct a lot of trainings, yeah, and prepare the PMs, architects about the finalizing on the backlogs. A lot of activities are involved. Yeah, minimum 3 to 4 months is required. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think we are just done with the time. Thank you so much.
Priya,
yeah.
on follow up on the same, right? Sumana here.
Yes.
When we go for any, when we go to some organizations for them to adapt to SAFe, or even something similar to this framework, right? They feel that this initial preparation, right? It's just a waste of time. And during that 3 to 4 months, when we give such kind of numbers, they feel that they have lost literally 3 to 4 months of time for close to 150 numbers. Yeah. So how do we deal with that?
So Sumana, usually, the transforming the leaders is difficult than transforming the teams. Okay. So 2 things I would suggest from my end. One is the book. I usually suggest to all my participants, yeah, the rollout book by Alinsky. That is one thing. Another thing is, you can run through the quick workshops for the executive leaders. Yeah, it is around like 3 to 4 hours quick workshop about SAFe. So, if you have to convince them about, how much preparation is required for, the entire SAFe implementation, I would suggest quickly take them through this, the executive workshop for leaders. So they will get an idea. Yeah. Again, only these things may not help in, convincing your leaders. You have to try out different techniques. Yeah. Maybe some industry experts, if they can come and talk, or, they can come and share the experience of the SAFe implementation journey. Yeah. Try out these things. One of these things should help. Yeah.
Okay. No, basically they want, they are convinced that SAFe has to be done at some time. But how do we accommodate the capacity of the team members? Until that time, we make them understand the SAFe, and how do we do and all.
So when I say this 3 to 4
Yeah.
months, it's not that, they are preparing for the first PI and they're spending the entire capacity on just the preparation. Yeah. Along with whatever they are following, maybe the just basic Agile or Scrum, whatever they are following, let them follow. Some capacity they have, each of the team members have to reserve for, towards the preparation of the PI. So when I say preparation for the PI, the teams may just get involved, just before a week before the PI planning. All these discussions will be with the art level leaders. Yeah, art level leaders, they have to reserve some capacity for this preparation works. Yeah,
Got it.
it be your WSDF activity, or the architects exploring the different options. Yeah, they have to reserve some capacity. But when it comes to the teams, they will just start the preparation just prior to the PI planning. If you look at the implementation roadmap, just before a couple of days of PI planning, we will be giving them the SAFe for Teams training. So they'll be exposed to the features, and they'll be writing the stories. So team wise, the effort what they spend before the PI planning is not much.
Sure. Thanks, Priya.
Cool. Okay. Let's connect later. Yeah, maybe through mail or LinkedIn, whatever. Yeah. Thank you so much for the valuable time that you all have spent here. And all the very best for all of you in your transformation journeys. Stay safe. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Priya.
Thank you.